Hello, I'm David. Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. That's what the idealists say, right? Work hard, love what you do. It's all about mindset. Yeah, bite me. I am the guy who actually believes in process improvement and staying positive. But even I have faced rooms full of people with bad attitudes. And you know what? Having a good attitude does not exempt you from the foibles of life. And the truth is, working hard does not guarantee success. It may improve your odds at being successful, but nothing in life is given or guaranteed. You have to work for it. And even then, someone can always come along and undermine you, destroy everything you've worked for. And you can do everything in life right and still fail. Things like justice and fairness, while they sound nice, let us not forget the opposites exist as well. And they are just as real. The idea that turning your passion into a career will free you from the burdens of work is one of the most misleading and oft overused cliches. Work is still work, even if it's tied to something you love. And for the past few decades, I've worked in IT, a field that started for me as a passion and obsession. I loved computers and tinkering with them, problem solving, and the endless possibilities that technology offered. But when you monetize something you enjoy, it changes it inherently. Your focus shifts to meeting business goals and pleasing shareholders and managing endless, inane expectations. The joy of your passion and obsession erodes under the weight of deadlines and office politics and relentless demands of the C-suite. Passion does not exempt you from burnout, and if anything, it makes it worse, because you feel like you should love every minute of what you do. I believe that if I worked hard enough to align my interests with my career, I could escape the monotony of work. But the truth is, no matter how much you love what you do, work comes with certain pressures and responsibilities and sacrifices that suck the fun right out of it. And the phrase glosses over the reality that most people, we don't get the luxury of aligning work with our passions. We work to survive. And even for those of us who have managed in some way to turn an obsession or passion into a paycheck, we eventually realize the passion does not make the grind itself disappear. It just changes the way in which we experience or perceive it. For me, IT became a career because I was good at it, and there was demand for the skills which I learned and developed over time. But now there are days, more days than not, when I wish I could turn all of this bullshit off and forget about it, not have to revisit my passion that has become an endless, unending slog that I cannot escape. Days when the thought of troubleshooting yet another problem or dealing with yet another unexpected crisis or system failure is just a never ending slog in life. Loving the idea of what I do does not make the reality of work any less exhausting. Work is always work. It's a necessity, and it's often frustrating, and it consumes more of my life than it should. The real secret, if anything, isn't doing what you love, but in finding ways to compartmentalize and set boundaries around work, and to make peace with the fact that work will always, on some level, suck, no matter what you do. I have, at this point, stopped telling people I work in IT, because it always leads to the same thing: endless questions about which laptop or smartphone to buy and why their Wi-Fi isn't working quite how they expected, or how to fix some random computer issue. And God forbid I help someone, then later on something else breaks. And that is suddenly my fault as well. So no thank you. I have learned not to tell people I work in tech, and I don't believe doing what you love makes you never work a day in your life. I have learned instead that the phrase, do what you love, is a nice sentiment that may last for a time, but it does not reflect the messy, complicated reality of work and life itself.